Hey everyone, good morning. We are actually upstate already and I'm feeling 100% better. The plants all made it, they're looking really good. We brought everything with us and mostly no damages other than one of them fell and some of the dirt came out, but they're still doing okay. I'm still gonna try to plant those. And they're a little bit dried. I'm not going to water them because I find it a bit easier to transplant when they're in the drier side. So I'll leave them as is now and give them a really good watering when I put them in the raised beds. So let's take a look at this place without all the snow as we saw it last time. There's still some snow on the ground. Yesterday when we got here, the lake was still frozen and there was a lot more ice in the middle. Danny actually spent some time clearing up a bit and he was just trying to clear up and cut as much as wood as he can for firewood to try to use it up the stuff that's in the ground, which is good. He did all of this yesterday. So it's raining a little bit now. Let's take a look at the lake real quick. It is mostly defrosted now, but there's a big piece of ice on this side, and probably it goes all around the house. The lake on that side, the north side, is still frozen because it's cooler, but it gets very pretty and colorful when the sun is out. So very quiet here. I love this space. Those are the two beds that I'm going to amend and plant some of the seedlings that you saw. And then here, I'm gonna be careful with this ice. I'll go around. Oh, there's another bed here that his mom put some plants, some perennials. I'm not sure if they're gonna come back. It's really cold here. Maybe just the root back here will, but it's kind of, the roots are exposed, so see if you overwintered well. But this is somewhere where I'm going to be planting some flowers too. And then there was windy yesterday, so the chairs all fell. But here is a flower bed that hasn't been taken care of for a long time. But we're gonna remove all that stuff, this antlers too and everything, and try to amend the soil here. But my priority this time is this bed on this side here and this other bed plus the other two. Still have lots of snow here from the snow plow, but this is where we wanted the main area to be when I have the whiting. So we wanted this side to look very pretty, and I'll work on, I don't know if I have enough soil to do everything this time, so we'll work on this side first and all the beds, and then we'll see if we can still try to also amend this bed and throw some seeds or some things in there too, or at least prepare it for when I come to the second planting here and by the end of May. So this is the space, not as big, but we're having something very small and intimate just for the family. So it's sunny here, but I was also planning to do some beds around here, but without the snow in here, I just can't. I cannot even see the raised bed from it, but we'll work what we can. If we can get something started, it will be already good. So we'll just clear off all of this stuff in here and try to make it look nice. But that's mostly it. Before over there too, we'll work on also clearing up some brushes because it gets, as I mentioned, it gets very windy here, so lots of stuff fall, and we just like to actually pick those up and break them and use for firewood. I think I hear a loon. Anyway, so we're just gonna clear out those brushes in there too. Lots of wildflowers native grow here as a ground cover, so we will leave it as it is, but we kind of want to sort of clean up a bit, so if people want to go down, then is thinking to do some stairs in here. He and his mom have been thinking to do that for a while, to just have another access to this little area. Other than there, it's nice to hang a hammock on those two trees, so we'll see what we can do. Lots of the stuff, look a little trimmed because there's a lot of deer in here. So you see they really kind of nibble on all of the edges of the wood. So I'm probably just gonna cut this a little bit smaller for this time and let it grow for next year. We don't even really know what everything that grows in here. These pine trees are not supposed to be there. We probably would leave it just to prevent erosion on this slope, but we'll see what we can do there. The original plan was to actually take them off and make his mom wanted to make like a wildflower kind of garden slope there, but then he was saying that maybe better to leave at least a line of trees there so the roots hold the soil, and we'll see. But that will also block, if they get really big, which they will, like those guys, they will block the view here. There, so we'll decide, we'll see how it goes, but I kind of like them there too. This raised bed is so messed up by this no plow, it moved too, so we'll try to fix it, and or not, maybe just put some soil. I want to cut everything that's in here and then just top it off. I bought 2 really big bags of raised bed soil. I want to put 1 each. Hopefully it's enough to raise the level a bit, and then we're gonna cover the raised beds here and there. It's still cold in here, and also to protect it from the cold, the deer, and the wildlife. But I'll show everything to you guys. But as I guess this is the best I can, trying to show the before. We will take care of all of that stuff too. We're just trying to gather, put it together yesterday. But we'll definitely show you guys an after on this, after this project, when we're done at this time at least, and show also how the beds and how many seedlings I can fit on everything. It started to rain a little hard now, and I'm just under here for a little bit shelter, but I actually ended up getting a lot more seeds than I originally showed you guys in that video that I posted about the wedding here. So maybe I will just take the time now to go over the seeds with you guys before I do some work outside. Now the plants are gonna get watered because of the rain, but it's okay. Once the rain stops, we'll try to work. I'm so excited to put the soils in these raised beds and plant these seedlings already. And if you missed the last video, I'll go over real quick on what I brought it over here. So this is our snapdragons. I have the Costa series in here, and this is a mix, many colors. This is the Potomac orange, all here, and then I have some Iceland poppies. And here, this is all, some of them got slightly sunburned, but this is all Chantilly bronze snapdragon. And what's the other one? I thought I had 2. Yeah, this one is Madame Butterfly cherry bronze. Look at the color of the underneath of the leaf on this one. It's so pretty. I think it's going to be a really pretty color, so I'm very excited for that. But those are probably going to go into smaller raised beds down by the lake. And here we have some feverfew, some yarrow, some rudbeckia. This is all rudbeckia, 3 varieties. I have the double daisy gloriosa rudbeckia, Sahara rudbeckia, and actually 2 varieties. Oh no, okay, there's one little one, the Syracuse Sunset, and then I had a lot of the double daisy, so I couldn't fit in there, so I finished over here the rest, and then 1 tray only of the Syracuse Sunset. I had really bad germination on this variety here. There's some extra rudbeckia here, calendula, some ranunculus that I had left over from my other garden. I have some straw flower in here. These guys are all cold tolerant. I have some pansies, one only. Sweet pea, I actually had more and I forgot to bring, so oh well. And then we have more pansies and ranunculus, 1 bachelor button, and another straw flower. So those are the seedlings, the stars that I have, and I have a lot more seeds that I plan to direct seed in a few areas in here. Let's see how it goes, because it's, as you can tell, this is a woodland place, so there's not a lot of sunshine, so hopefully they will grow and do well. Okay, let's go over the seeds then that I brought here with me to direct seed while we're waiting for the rain to pass. It's just drizzling, goes in and out. When I was showing the plants over there, it was fine, but now it started raining a little harder again, so we'll just wait for probably an hour. Hopefully it goes away. The rain was actually not even in the forecast, but here it's kind of isolated, remote, so the weather is its own thing, so it's raining right now, even though it was not predicting. I have already talked about some of the seeds on my previous video, but this is mostly updated. Those seeds there were the ones that I started, all those snapdragons and stuff I showed in the previous video, the calendula, etc. But I have more here. So I got this wild bergamot from Hudson Valley Seed Company. I love this little pack. This is actually edible and supposed to be great for the bees and also to attract hummingbirds, I believe, and butterflies, etc. So this is perennial and also medicinal, so it will be a good addition to have it in here to grow year after year. So I got some of that. I have an Eastern pollinator mix, also for Hudson Valley Seed Company, just to help support the pollinators here in general. There's a variety of seeds in here. And I got this Dara flower here. This one is a little hard to see, so I might put just a picture on the screen here. But it's a very beautiful flower, and it is a carrot actually. And then it's supposed to be a little more contained and not spread super aggressively, so we want to grow some of that here. I researched and said it was okay, non-invasive for this area. I also have a Northeast native mix that I'm planting here. This seems like a lot of packs, but there's a lot of space out there. We're gonna scatter some seeds around in other areas too, the other side of the house that I forgot to show, I just realized. But anyway, lots of seed mixes. That's even one much bigger one in the car now. But yes, we want to make sure to have some native things growing here. So this is the Northeast native mix. I'll also have some echinacea that I got from the Grow Together conference I went from Greentown. I'll talk more about that in a different video. I enjoyed so much and I wanted to take some time to think about the things I've learned there and I also pass along with you guys. But I got some echinacea from Central Park in here that I'll try to throw the seeds around and see if they will grow here. I got lots of stuff from Floret. So I have some Calendula Bronze Beauty. And here I shared with you guys this before. The germination was great on this. The plants were super vigorous and everything that I planted for my super early planted fantastic. It's doing great in my garden back home. So I'm very happy with that. I have the Shirley Poppy that actually came with the book that I bought from Floret. This was the free seed that came with it. So it's an amazing gray Shirley Poppy. I'll throw it in here because it's best to direct sow. I have some Smoky Eyes Larkspur. I have this Creamer Plum, Love in a Mist. I also have some flowering tobacco. This variety is called Peach Creamer. And I have some California Poppy Thai Silk Champagne. I might have showed some of that to you guys before, but as I said, I just want to keep it all together here in one video. I also have this Lacy Phacelia seeds. This is for the pollinators, supposed to be very good for the bees. And I got some lupine seeds. There's some wild lupine growing here in this property already, and they're beautiful. Everyone from Danny's family love it, like his mom loved it, his sister loved it. So I decided to get this, but in different colors. We only have the purple one growing here. So this one comes in pink, red, purple, yellow, and white. So I'm going to direct sow some of the seeds and hope that they come this year. It says here that seeds have to be treated, not stratified. They don't need to be called stratified, but they need to be scarified. So they need to do scare, whatever the scarification it says. So just the seeds have a very strong coating, so it would be beneficial to just sort of scratch them, to try to break the coating. So see, I also have some more calendula. This is an orange button calendula. This from Joni's. And then I have a shades mix. Oops, almost fell. I already used some of this seed. There's not a lot in here. And the shady spot that we have in the plot. So I'll throw this in some shady areas and see if anything's gonna come up. And then I have a butterfly and hummingbird mix. So lots of stuff. Maybe I overdid it, but I was thinking it was not gonna be enough. I have some baby's breath here too. White dill. White dill, very vigorous too. I'm growing this. I started growing as an experiment in my garden. Started in February, and they've been out for a while now, and they're cold tolerant and beautiful. They're growing nice and lush. So I'll direct seed some here too. I got some Orlea that I also prefer to be direct seeded. Those are white flowers for everybody that's telling me I don't have enough white flowers for my wedding. Sorry, I've just been getting a lot of that feedback, but those are white flowers, white fillers. But most of the theme of my wedding, I think I like peach, green, plum, that sort of dark pink. That's the colors that I like the most. But I do have whites. Okay, I do have whites. So some of that stuff is white. I also have the Paula Berezinia and some white sunflowers. But anyway, I have some classic romantic bachelor buttons, and I have some solar seeds, some larkspur mix too. So I'm overseeding everything because I'm thinking that they might get eaten or they might not make it because it's shaded. So I'm gonna overplant to hope that some of them come out. I also have the Flock Cherry Caramel, which I showed to you guys. I had bad luck with the germination on these. I had already started and they just take forever to germinate. I don't need darkness to germinate. And I sort of got demotivated to start them again and try to bring it over. So I'm just gonna try to direct seed, even though they say, this one says direct sow in place as soon as soil can be worked. So I'm gonna direct seed and see if I have better luck with those. I do love the way they look though. I would hope for some of them to grow. I got some free seeds from Baker Creek. This is a Aster formula mix, which is kind of cool. And then I have tons of these peony poppy seeds still. I'll throw some around. But this is also white, so they hopefully should be blooming in July if I direct seed them now. It's really cold here, so they will still have frost, so that's going to be okay for the poppies to early spring. I have some swamp milkweed, which I think will do very well here because it's sort of wet everywhere, and I will maybe sow some of them in the edges of the lake. I have some salvia, some Amora salmon. This is actually native to Brazil, so I'm very excited to plant some in here. I don't think they're invasive or anything. It itself is really good for hummingbirds and for the pollinators too. But this is not going to be perennial. It's going to be an annual because it prefers the warm. So, and I also did some white salvia, and I got this hollyhock. I guess this one is supposed to flower the first year. I got influenced by Laura from Garden Answer. I've been watching most of her videos now this year because I love the work she does with flowers. And she had just started some of those. And I'm gonna put it in here around. If it doesn't come this year, no problem. But then if it's a biennial next year, we get to enjoy. That's nice. It's gonna be planted for Danny's family. I'm sure they will enjoy to have some pretty flowers around. So that was the last pack. Tons of seeds. But I have to first prepare the beds. I got some soil already, but not enough because, you know, we are in a budget, unfortunately. This year is going to be a little rough for us. Even with a small wedding, it's a cost. Like, even this is a cost, you know, coming here. We tried to save with the florist, but I have to bring in soil, and we bought all the seeds, which doesn't seem like that much, but when you add it up and buy as many as I did, it adds up. I might still have to get some flowers from the local farmers. I'm obviously trying to grow the flowers down there in the city in my gardens this year, but we'll see. You know, when I see these people that they make all these new raised beds and buy like 20, 30 bags of soil, I'm like, wow, that's good for you. I wish I could do that. Not yet, maybe one day. I bought 8 bags of soil, 2 cubic feet each, and for 4 of them are for the raised beds, and I just have 4 garden soil that I will start with one of the beds here. And you'll see where that can get us. I will, once this rain stops, I'll probably end this video here because now with all the seeds, and I'm talking about all the seeds, probably a little long, and edit while this rain's going. So when the rain stops, we can get out there and really start doing some garden work. So I'll film that too and make a video so you guys can see the after. So thank you for watching today. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know in the comment section down below. And I'll see you next time.